What if the most dangerous lie is the one you tell yourself? About the liar? What if the power another person has to deceive you is not held in their words, but in your own unexamined beliefs? There is a feeling, a subtle tension in the body when you suspect you are being manipulated. Your instincts send a signal. But what is that signal truly telling you? By the end of our time together, you will understand how to build a mind that cannot be gaslit. A mind that hears a manipulative question and perceives only information. You will learn to hold the inner fortress of your own reason, and that is a promise of true freedom. What we are exploring today is a deep philosophy of human interaction, a way of building resilience from the inside out. This is a path of self-reflection, not a substitute for professional counsel. The principles of the ancient Stoics are powerful tools for navigating life, but they are not medical or legal advice. They are a mirror for your own mind. If you are in a situation that feels dangerous or deeply harmful, seek out qualified, practical help. Our work here is to train the inner judge, to sharpen the inner physician, so that you may navigate the world with greater clarity and less disturbance. We live in a world of words. Language is the water we swim in. It is a tool for connection, for building, for discovering truth. But like any tool, it can be inverted. It can be used as a lever to move your mind, to frame your reality, to shift your perceptions against your own interest. Deceivers, whether they are conscious manipulators or simply people trapped in their own fear, do not just fabricate stories. They seek to fabricate your reality. They construct frames, and their most potent tools are not statements, but questions. A question feels on the surface like an invitation, an inquiry. But a manipulative question is the opposite. It is a locked door, disguised as an open one. It is not designed to uncover truth, but to bury it. It is a tactical maneuver designed to flip the narrative, to deflect attention, or most insidiously, to make you responsible for their choices. You have felt this. A question is posed, and suddenly you are on the defensive. Instead of discussing the event, the facts, the data, the broken promise, you are suddenly forced to justify your reaction to it. You are arguing about your tone, not their action. You are defending your trust, not their behavior. In that moment, the narrative has been seized. Your inner fortress has been breached not by force in most cases, but by your own assent. You agreed to fight on their ground. The ancient Stoics, from Epictetus, a slave, to Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, built their entire philosophy around one unshakable principle: the separation of what is in our control from what is not. This is not a passive philosophy of resignation. It is the most active and disciplined practice imaginable. It is the architecture of inner freedom. What is not in our control? Almost everything. The weather, the economy, the past, and crucially, the words, actions, and character of other people. You cannot, through sheer will, make another person honest. You cannot force them to be accountable. You cannot command their respect. These things are external to you. They are, in the Stoic sense, indifference. What is in our control? A very short list, but it is the only list that matters. Our judgments, our impulses, our desires and aversions. In a single word, our prohairesis, our faculty of reasoned choice. This is the inner citadel. This is the only thing that can truly be harmed, and the only person who holds the key is you. A manipulator's entire strategy, whether they know it or not, is to make you forget this. They are terrified of your reason. In the cold calculus of human dynamics, the person who resorts to manipulation is not strong. They are weak. They are terrified of the truth, terrified of consequences, terrified of your clarity. Their goal is to bypass your rational mind and speak directly to your unexamined passions, your fear of loss, your guilt, your desire for peace, your anger. They want to force your assent by clouding your judgment. Let us examine the architecture of these attacks. We can see them as case studies in this battle for the mind. Consider the classic diversion, the question, "Why are you being so dramatic?" This phrase is a master stroke of misdirection. Observe what it does. You have presented a fact, an observation, perhaps a clear transgression. The fact is external. It is. But instead of addressing the fact, the other person reframes the entire conversation around your internal state. They are not discussing what they did. They are discussing how you feel about what they did. They are, in essence, handing you a judgment. You are irrational. You are unstable. Your perception is flawed. And if you are not disciplined, you will take this bait. You will assent to their frame. You will begin to defend yourself, saying, "I am not being dramatic. I have a right to be upset." The moment you do this, you have lost. You are no longer discussing the objective event. You are now entangled in a subjective debate about your emotions. You have let the attacker dictate the terms of engagement. You are fighting on their ground in a territory of fog and shadows where there are no facts, only opinions. A person, let us call him Alex, worked for a senior partner. Let us call him Marcus. Marcus had a habit of promising deliverables to clients and then, through his own disorganization, failing to provide the necessary components to Alex, causing the project to be late. When Alex, under pressure, would finally bring this up, pointing to the data, the missed emails, the timeline, Marcus would lean back, look at him with paternal disappointment and say, "Alex, why are you getting so agitated? It's just a project. Why are you being so dramatic?" For years, Alex fell for this. He would feel a surge of adrenaline, of injustice. He would argue, "I'm not being dramatic, Marcus. I'm being precise. This is the third time this quarter." And Marcus would just shake his head as if dealing with a child. Alex would leave the office defeated, angry, and feeling unheard. He was winning the argument on facts, but losing the war of the narrative. His awakening was a delayed one. After years of this, studying these very principles, he understood. He was assenting to the judgment that his agitation was the problem. The next time it happened, he trained himself. When Marcus deployed the line, "Why are you getting so dramatic?" Alex took a breath. He refused the bait. He did not defend his emotional state. He held his ground on the fortress of facto. He replied calmly, "My emotional state is not the variable we need to solve, Marcus. The variable is the missed deadline. The fact is that the client file was not delivered. Let us return to that. How do we solve that fact?" Marcus had no response. The tool was broken. The lever had found no purchase. Alex had refused to allow his judgment to be dictated by another. He separated the event, Marcus's failure, from the insult, the dramatic label. He owned his prohairesis, his choice. He chose to stay focused on the objective, truth. which is an external rather than defending his feelings, which are internal but, in this context, irrelevant to the problem at hand. This is the forge. These interactions are not insults to our dignity, they are training for our reason. This is the human gymnasium Epictetus spoke of. You do not complain about the wrestler you are paired with. You learn from him. You learn his feints, his holds, his strategies, and you strengthen your own. Now let us look at a deeper, more insidious weapon. This one is aimed not at your judgment, but at your very capacity for connection. It is the question, do you even trust me? At first, this sounds heartfelt. It sounds like a plea for vulnerability. But in the hands of a manipulator, it is emotional blackmail. It is perhaps the most brilliant and cruel of all deflections, because it takes their action and makes your internal state the problem. You have found an inconsistency, a lie, a betrayal. You have brought it forth calmly, and in response they look at you wounded and ask, story, downfall, do you even trust me? The logic is a psychological trap. It presents a false binary. Either you trust them unconditionally, which is irrational, or you are the one breaking the relationship. Your doubt, not their deception, becomes the transgression. Consider Sarah and Ben. Ben handled their finances, but Sarah began to notice small discrepancies, vague answers, and letters from banks she didn't recognize. When she finally gathered the courage to ask, Ben, I'm seeing these withdrawals and I don't understand them. Can we go through this? Ben's response was not an explanation. It was a look of deep, profound hurt. After all these years, he said, I can't believe you're accusing me. Do you even trust me? Sarah's world inverted. A moment before, she was a rational adult asking a fair question. Now, she was the accuser. She was the villain. She was the one throwing away their history. The fear of that, the fear of destroying the connection and external, was so great that she backed down. No, of course I trust you, she said. I'm sorry, I was confused. She gave her assent to a lie because she was terrified of the implication of the truth. She sacrificed her reason and internal to preserve her relationship and external. This was her preventable downfall. The discrepancies grew. The vague answers became blank walls. By the time the truth came out, in the form of a foreclosure notice, it was too late. Ben's deceptions had led them to bankruptcy. Where was the Stoic failure? It was in the category error. Sarah allowed Ben to make his choices, his deceptions, a problem of her choices, her trust. A Stoic understands, my trust is mine. It is a judgment I make based on evidence. It is not a gift I give unconditionally to appease another. Their actions are theirs. My assent to those actions is mine. The correct, though profoundly difficult response to, do you even trust me, is not yes or no. It is to refuse the question's premise. It is to hold the line. This is not about my trust. This is about your actions. I am observing a discrepancy between your words and the facts. My trust is the result of your actions. It is not a shield for them. Let us return to the facts. This is hard. This requires a level of inner security that few of us possess without training. It requires being willing to accept the consequence of the truth that the relationship might break. The Stoic trains for this. This is the premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. We do not invite disaster, but we prepare our minds for it. We rehearse in our imagination the loss of the things we hold dear, our jobs, our reputations, our relationships, not to become morbid or cold, but to become free, to understand that these things are preferred, but they are external. The only thing that is truly good is our own virtuous character. The only thing that is truly bad is our own vice. When you know in your bones that you can survive the loss of the relationship, the question, "Do you even trust me?" loses its venom. It is no longer blackmail. It is just information. It is the sound of a person trying to evade the truth. This leads us to the next strategy, the one of feigned incompetence. What do you want me to say? This is a subtle and powerful refusal of agency. You have cornered them. The facts are undeniable. Their deception is laid bare. They can no longer gaslight your emotions or blackmail your trust. So they collapse, they play the victim, they act confused, overwhelmed, helpless. "I don't know, I messed up. What do you want me to say?" This is a trap. It is an invitation for you to take their prohairesis from them. They are literally trying to hand you their own moral choice. They are asking you to write their script. You tell me what the right apology is. You tell me what the right action is. You be the adult. You be the one responsible for this interaction. If you accept, you become complicit. You will say, "I want you to say you're sorry. I want you to say you'll never do it again." And they will repeat your words back to you, "I'm sorry, I'll never do it again." But the words are yours, not theirs. They have taken no accountability. They have made no internal choice to change. They have merely performed the script you handed them to make the discomfort stop. And you will feel deep down that it is hollow, because it is. The Stoic response is to refuse this burden. Your choices are yours, their choices are theirs. You cannot make someone accountable. You can only be accountable yourself, and you can present them with the consequences of their actions. The clear, calm, and difficult response is, "I cannot tell you what to say. I cannot provide you with a conscience. This is your choice. What I can tell you is what I see, which is a fact. And I can tell you what I will do, which is my choice. The rest is up to you." This is terrifying because it forces the moment to its crisis. It forces them to choose. And they may choose poorly, but that choice is theirs. To take it from them, even in an attempt to fix the situation, is to violate nature. You become the puppeteer of a puppet who asked you to pull its strings. This is not a relationship, it is a grotesque theater. This pattern of avoidance often escalates. When accountability looms, the manipulator will try to control the narrative of time. They will say, "Can we just move on?" Moving on is a healthy part of life. Forgiveness is a virtue, but forgiveness without accountability is not forgiveness. It is suppression. It is, as the moderns would say, emotional bypassing. It is a demand to skip the hard part. It is a request to build a house on a rotten foundation. The person who demands premature moving on is not seeking resolution. They are seeking silence. They want the comfort of peace without the work of truth. A Stoic seeks to live in accordance with logos, with reason, with nature, with truth. A request to move on from an unaddressed harm is a request to live in a falsehood. It is a request to mutually agree to a lie. The problem isn't with moving forward, it's with skipping. The ownership of the behavior, closure without conversation, is a fantasy. It is not peace, it is a truce. And it is a truce that always benefits the person who committed the harm. When you hear this question, can we just move on? Understand what is being asked. You are being asked to silence your own reason for the sake of their comfort. The response is not to be vindictive. It is not to hold a grudge. A Stoic does not nurse grievances, that is, to drink poison and expect another to die. But a Stoic does see reality clearly. The response is, I too wish to move on. But on implies from. We cannot move on from something that has not been acknowledged and rectified. Resolution is the bridge to moving on. We are not at the bridge yet. Let us go back to the fact of what happened. Again, you are the anchor. You are the one holding the line of reason. You are the one refusing to be swept away in the current of their desire for comfort. You are holding your ground in the inner citadel. And this brings us to the final and most powerful weapon in this arsenal. This is the one they use when they know they are losing, when all other tactics have failed. It is the emotional nuclear option. It is the question designed to make you the destroyer of worlds. Are you really going to throw everything away over this? Observe the genius of this move. It is a profound distortion of value. First, it frames your boundary as the destructive act, not their lie, not their betrayal, but your refusal to tolerate it. You are the one with your hand on the detonator. Second, it frames their transgression as this, a small, petty, insignificant thing. It trivializes the harm. Third, it frames the relationship as everything. It inflates the external to infinite value. This question is the ultimate test of your philosophy. What do you truly value? The manipulator is betting that you value the relationship, the external, more than you value your integrity, the internal. They are betting that your fear of being alone is greater than your commitment to truth. They are betting that you will, in the final analysis, sell your prohairesis, your soul, to maintain the status quo. A person, let us call her Elena, grew up in a family where peace was the highest value. But this peace was a fiction, maintained by a collective agreement to ignore one relative's biting cruelty and manipulative behavior. It's just how he is, they'd say. Don't rock the boat. Anytime Elena, as she got older, would try to set a boundary, the entire family would turn on her. Are you trying to ruin Christmas? Are you really going to throw this family apart over this? For decades, this was her integrity. Everything was their comfort, and she sacrificed this for everything, time and time again. She drank the poison of resentment to give them the illusion of peace. Her transformation was a Stoic one. It was a credible, quiet, internal shift. She studied Marcus Aurelius. She learned the dichotomy of control. She realized, I cannot change them. That is external. But I can change my assent. That is internal. She realized her peace was not the same as their comfort. The next time it happened at a family gathering, the relative made a cruel joke at her expense. The table went silent, waiting. Elena took a breath. She did not yell. She did not cry. She simply stood up. That was unkind, she said to him calmly, and I am not going to participate in this. To the rest of the family, she said, I love you all. I am going to leave now. The explosion happened. after she left. The calls came. How could you? You ruined it. Are you really throwing this whole family away over one little joke? And for the first time, Elena had the answer. It came from the deepest part of her citadel. I am not throwing the family away, she said. I am choosing not to be harmed. You are all free to make your own choices. I have made mine. My integrity is not this. It is, for me, everything. And your comfort is not everything. It is an external, and it is yours to manage. She did not throw everything away. What she did was save the only thing she had any right to save, her own self-respect. The relationship with her family did not end. It transformed. It became honest. Some relatives slowly began to respect her. Others kept their distance. But the lie was broken. She had refused to assent to the false valuation. This is the final lesson. This is how you build a mind that cannot be gaslit. You must do the work of defining your own values. You must, in the quiet of your own mind, know what is everything and what is this. For the Stoic, everything is your character. Everything is your reason. Everything is your virtue. Everything is your choice to live in accordance with truth and nature. The job, the money, the relationship, the reputation. These are preferred indifferents. We prefer to have them. We will work for them. We will cherish them. But they are not everything. They are external. They can be taken from you at any moment by fate, by chance, by the choices of others. If you build your entire identity on them, you are building your house on sand. You are, in fact, handing the keys to your inner peace to anyone who comes along and threatens them. The liar, the manipulator, their questions are not weapons. They are propositions. They are judgments that they are offering you. Why are you being so dramatic is the proposition. Your feelings are invalid, and my comfort is more important than your perception. Do you even trust me? Is the proposition. Your doubt is a greater crime than my deception. What do you want me to say is the proposition. My accountability is your burden. Can we just move on is the proposition. Your need for truth is an inconvenience I wish to bypass. Are you going to throw everything away over this? Is the proposition. This external thing is worth more than your internal soul. A Stoic, a person of reason, a person who has trained their mind, simply refuses the proposition. You do not have to argue with it. You do not have to fight it. You simply have to see it. And you see it calmly as information. You think, this person is attempting to reframe. This person is offering me a trade, my integrity for their comfort. This person is afraid of the truth. This person values externals above internals. The moment you see this, the question loses all its power. The tense feeling you felt at the beginning, it dissolves. That feeling was the sound of your reason being threatened by your passions. It was the friction between the truth you sensed and the lie you were being offered. But when your reason is the master of the fortress, there is no friction. The lie arrives like an arrow. It hits the stone wall of your citadel, and it clatters harmlessly to the ground. You observe it, you note where it came from, and you choose your next action based on your values, not on the attacker's panic. You do not need to out-argue them. You do not need to win. In fact, the desire to win is just another passion, another external they can exploit. You just need to stop giving them the stage. You need to stop assenting to their play. The moment you stop playing along, the liar loses all control. This is not a single act, but a daily practice. It is the work of a lifetime. You are building the architecture of your own mind. You are the chief artisan of your own character. You will fail. You will assent by mistake. You will get angry. You will get defensive. And that is fine, because that is part of the training. You will then, in the evening, as Marcus Aurelius did, review your day. Where did I assent to a false judgment? Where did I mistake an external for an internal? Where did I let passion, not reason, guide my choice? And you will correct it, and you will be 1% stronger tomorrow. We have spoken today of defense, of building the fortress, of holding the line against the manipulative incursions of others. But true Stoic practice is not just about defense. It is about the mastery of the entire territory. It is about your relationship with all things, not just with difficult people. It is about your relationship with time, with your work, with your own mortality. What if we could move beyond just deflecting these attacks? What if we could, as the ancients taught, welcome them as training? What if we practiced not in a spirit of morbid fear, but in a spirit of clarifying gratitude, the loss of the things we love? What if we use the practice of negative visualization not to become cynical, but to truly value what we have in this very moment, while simultaneously loosening our desperate grip on it? That is the next chapter. That is the path from a fortified mind to a free one.